Salut pour tous et soyez les bienvenus dans le programme Planète Équitable avec Zanetti. And to you that are following our series about the new global carbon market, today we're going to discuss a little bit about ITMOs. And I have to remember what we saw in our first episodes. We were talking about corruption, especially the environmental corruption. And since now it has gained global attention what Elon Musk is doing with the STF here in Brazil, our Supreme Court. I must tell you that the Supreme Court comes from unelected officials, which are supposedly defending democracy in Brazil. And what we see is that really what they are doing is chasing the opposition, putting them in jail. That's the main goal of defending the democracy here. And this is also with the pseudo-environmentalists that which say they are defending the Amazon, defending the tropics. What they are really doing is chasing down our productive sectors. They are monitoring our development and fighting against this. And they call it defending the Amazon or defending the tropics. And this is, in the first case, is just, the Supreme Court does it for power, and the pseudo-environmentalist does it for money. They receive money from countries which are interested in fighting against our productive sector. Well, ITMOs, internationally transferable mitigation opportunities, they are projects that can be jointly implemented by countries, developed and developing countries, for example. At the Kyoto Protocol, only developed countries could have joint implementations due to the fact that they were the only ones with goals to reduce emissions. But now in the Paris Agreement, all countries have voluntary goals to reduce emissions, so they can implement it jointly, activities that will mitigate the climate change. And we have, for example, Switzerland, which is doing this with Namibia. They have an agreement over there, and Switzerland is transferring technology for traffic control, but therefore reducing emissions from the traffic. And also with Kenya, they are distributing cook stoves, contemporary cook stoves with new technologies, which also reduce emissions at housing. So this is two examples. They depend on bilateral agreements between countries, and then the country that is doing the investment on the technology, it can claim the credits for itself for reducing its national determined contributions. The national determined contributions on the country that is supplying technology that has to be the same on the country receiving. Let God's peace and the love that builds be our weapons on the daily struggle for justice. Zanetti for tous les amis africains.